It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 316. Day in the neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. It is Thursday, y'all. Thirsty Thursday. I wish it was Freaky Friday, man, because I'm ready for the weekend. But I was looking for a video for us to watch today. And when I seen the title of this video, it just was like, okay, yeah, me and my brothers and sisters gotta check this one out. And the channel that we gonna watch this video from is Viral Crimes. Viral Crimes, y'all. And check the title out now. Baby father and his mother plotted her murder, then smiled at her balloon release. Baby father and his mother. That's the part that just kill it for me. No pun intended, no trying to be funny, but y'all get what I'm saying, man. Because it's one thing for the baby father just to murder this lady and you go to her balloon release and be smiling. But it's a whole nother thing for the fucking mama to be involved too. His mama. Like his mama in on the murder and she there supporting her son and laughing and smiling or whatever at her balloon release. Like it's like a ×2 or something. Like it was bad, now it's just double bad. It's just double worse. You know what I'm saying? It's just double fucked up. Excuse my language. But I digress, my brothers and sisters. We finna check it out. I know it's finna be a wild one. I appreciate y'all coming on back once again. And y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We back to Viral Crimes to watch a crazy one. Once again. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's fucking go.
If you look at the text message, she's telling him, make sure that you don't shoot me.
Wow.
And if you don't shoot her, you are a bleeping. It's like she was almost daring her son to take someone else's life. Who does that?
Keith is Brooklyn's ex and the father of their 22-month-old daughter, Casey. Roxana says Sheila got Brooklyn the job working for a third-party contractor performing inventory at Home Depot. Roxana says Sheila drove Brooklyn to work and knew exactly what was going to happen to her on Friday.
That is the most sickest thing that you could think of. It was sick and sadistic to me. Like she said, what kind of human can come to a place where your son is accused of taking someone else's child's life and then to find out that you had a hand in orchestrating it? You gave him the time. You gave him the address. You gave him instructions on basically how to take someone else's child's life. That is the lowest of the low.
This is the story of Brooklyn Sim.
Hold on, y'all. We got to talk about this first part. Because when I was reading the title, I'm thinking that the mama was like the secondary, or however you supposed to word it, involved in this murder. But it sounds like she the main fucking murderer. She the one set this whole damn thing up. Them damn text messages she sent her son. It shows that she almost manipulating him into doing it. I'm not excusing him for doing it. He still need to get the crime that he deserved, time that he deserved. But I'm just talking about the mama. The mama basically was the killer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm so glad. Lord, thank you, Jesus, that I didn't have to have a mama like that. That shit like that just make you love your mama even more, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. And like I said, I'm not excusing him either, but that was just shocking to hear how much the mama was really involved in this. I'm thinking that the damn mama found out that he had killed her, or knew that he had killed her, or plotted with him to kill her. But I'm not thinking that she is the one who wrote the story to kill her. She the author of the book. Wow.
Sims, a young woman whose life was tragically cut short by violence. Brooklyn was a vibrant young woman with dreams and aspirations. She was a dedicated worker and a loving mother to her 2-year-old daughter, Casey. However, her life would take a tragic turn. On a fateful Friday afternoon, Brooklyn's life was abruptly taken away from her while she was at work. Brooklyn's connection to her killer was not that of a stranger, but rather someone she knew, 20-year-old Keith Eric A.G. As the investigation proceeds, shockingly, A.G.'s mother, Sheila A.G., has also been arrested and charged with being an accomplice to the murder, with text messages revealing a disturbing plot that would shock the nation and all of those who knew and loved Brooklyn. How could a grandmother take the life of the mother of her grandchild, and how could she encourage her own son to do it?
Crazy.
Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Pensacola, Florida, a city known for its coastal beauty and vibrant community. In this idyllic setting, tragedy struck that would forever change the lives of those involved. At the center of this story is 18-year-old Brooklyn Sims, a bright light in the lives of those who knew her. Brooklyn was employed as a contract inventory worker at the Home Depot on Davis Highway. She was committed to her job, and those who knew her described her as a bright light in the workplace. But Brooklyn wasn't just a worker, she was a loving mother to her 2-year-old daughter, Casey. Brooklyn's devotion to her daughter was unwavering, and her dreams were intertwined with providing a better life for her child. Brooklyn's personality was a beacon of positivity. With a contagious smile and laughter that could light up a room, she made a lasting impact on the people around her. Her vibrant spirit was a source of joy and inspiration, making her a cherished presence in both her workplace and her personal life. Brooklyn was previously in a relationship with a 20-year-old man by the name of Keith Eric A.G. Brooklyn and Keith had known each other for a significant period of time, sharing a connection that extended beyond their professional lives. Their romantic involvement spanned a considerable duration, indicating a familiarity that should have bred trust and security. However, as details have come to light, it has been revealed that their relationship was plagued by dark and troubling aspects. Keith A.G.'s behavior within the relationship was marked by episodes of abuse. Reports indicate that Keith became physically violent with Brooklyn while she was pregnant with their daughter, Casey, who is now 2 years old. The first instance of Keith's violence was particularly severe, leading Brooklyn to seek a protective order against him. Brooklyn had not seen Keith since their daughter was 2 months old, but their history of violence persisted. An incident emerged where Keith's anger manifested in the destruction of property, including windows and a television. This pattern of aggressive behavior was further reinforced by accounts from other women who had encountered Keith A.G. Multiple protection from abuse orders had been filed against him earlier in the year, describing similar menacing and threatening behavior towards women. Keith A.G.'s abusive tendencies cast a dark shadow over their relationship, leaving Brooklyn in a vulnerable and dangerous position. However, the tragedy that struck next was Brooklyn's worst nightmare that came alive. On a seemingly ordinary Friday afternoon, the bustling aisles of the Escambia County Home Depot in Pensacola, Florida, became the backdrop for a chilling and tragic crime that sent shockwaves through the community. The victim of this heart-wrenching incident was Brooklyn Sims. Her dreams and aspirations were abruptly cut short. Tragically, the store that had been her place of employment and camaraderie would transform into a crime scene that would forever alter the lives of those who knew her. On that fateful day, around 1:30 p.m., chaos and terror erupted as law enforcement received a distress call reporting an active shooter within the Home Depot. Responding with urgency, officers arrived at a scene of pandemonium where the lifeless body of Brooklyn Sims lay, a stark contrast to the vitality and joy she had brought to the store.
And then this man Keith, the baby father of this woman that he killing, he don't give a fuck either. Just the fact that he did this shit out in broad daylight in public, went in a store, knowing that there's so many people around, knowing that there's security footage, well, CCTV footage, whatever the fuck the damn word is, and he still did it. So he knew he was gonna end up getting caught. That just lets you know even more how crazy this shit is.
Witnesses described the shocking scene as Keith A.G., the father of Brooklyn's daughter, walked down aisle 52 of the Home Depot on Davis Highway and exchanged words with Brooklyn before opening fire, ending her life in a hail of bullets.
I came back from a lunch break. I went behind the counter to go pick up my trusty iPad I use for surveying. And I was talking to a coworker and I heard pop, 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 like 5 or 6 rounds go off. And I realized it was a gun and I told him, I said, duck and cover. And I went right up underneath the counter, back behind the main counter, and I was sat there Indian style, and I called 911. I spoke with the nice lady. She told me to stay on the line. I gave her all the information I could, told her where the shooting occurred. I didn't see it. I just heard it, and I realized it was an active shooter. And then I was talking to her, giving her the exact location of where we were, telling her about aisle 3 and the entrance, and then I heard someone was hurt, and I said, also please send paramedics, and I stayed with her on the line until the police arrived and told us to evacuate.
As the investigation unfolded, an even darker layer emerged, revealing a series of chilling text messages exchanged between Keith A.G. and his mother, Sheila A.G. These messages exposed a sinister plan hatched between the mother and son, implicating them in the heinous crime. In their conversation, one text from Sheila A.G. to Keith read, "If you don't come kill her, you expletive." These messages, released by the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, portrayed a disturbing level of coordination and cold-blooded intent. Days later, the unthinkable took another twist as Sheila A.G., Keith's mother and Brooklyn's co-worker, attended a memorial for the young victim before being arrested herself. The irony of her presence at the memorial, mourning the loss of a life she played a role in taking, added insult to an already tragic situation. Soon,
That's some cold-blooded shit, though. That, just seeing that right there, knowing what she did, gave me chills, man. That is some cold-blooded shit there. And then another thing that just popped in my head real quick, my brothers and sisters. What do they care about? Do she care about her granddaughter? Do Keith really care about her daughter? I mean, his daughter? Like, so y'all, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, this is what I'm trying to say. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that Keith and the grandma actually get away with this murder, and they like don't nobody know that they did it. You mean to tell me y'all gonna raise this little girl up and just raise her up like everything good, knowing what y'all did to her mama, knowing that her mama been murdered and y'all the ones who fucking did it, and y'all just gonna smile in her face and act like everything all good every day? Like, how much more fucking, like, low down could you be to be able to do some shit like that? Let's go.
Soon after, Sheila A.G. was arrested and slapped with a charge of principal to first-degree murder, as authorities deemed her involvement significant enough to warrant legal consequences.
We begin tonight with a bombshell revelation in the Home Depot shooting that killed an 18-year-old woman Friday. The suspect's mother, Sheila A.G., is now facing charges of principal to first-degree murder.
She was arrested last night shortly after attending a celebration of life for the teenager she is now accused of helping murder. That victim was Brooklyn Sims, and the suspected shooter is Sheila's son, Keith.
The Escambia County Sheriff's Office released text messages between Sheila and Keith. In them, we learned Sheila drove Sims to work that day, and she offers to tell her son where Sims was working. She also appears to egg him on.
The apparent plan was to get Sims in Sheila's car, then when she exits the car, Keith would follow and shoot her. Instead, it seems Keith simply drove to the Home Depot and opened fire there.
Now, it's not clear where Sheila was at the time of the shooting, but it seems she was at the Home Depot there.
Escambia County, Florida Sheriff Chip Simmons says she was seen outside the store after the shooting. Today, we asked him how this case compares to others he's seen.
And I don't know that I'm aware of one that kind of took this particular type of a turn. It's just shocking, and it's sad. Obviously, when you read the text, you see that, is there a way that you could have stopped this? Could you have said, I'm not telling you where we are, or don't do this type of thing? But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
Tonight, we are also hearing from the victim's family.
They are devastated and say they don't understand why Brooklyn was murdered.
I was numb on Friday, and today I have mixed emotions. I'm angry, I'm hurt,
Roxana Roberson is Brooklyn Sims' cousin. She says the more they learn about the circumstances surrounding Brooklyn's murder, the more outraged they become, especially after reading the text exchange between the accused shooter, Keith Agee, and his mother, Sheila Agee.
And if you look at the text message, she's telling him, make sure that you don't shoot me. And if you don't shoot her, you are a bleeping. It's like she was almost daring her son to take someone else's life. Who does that?
Who does
Keith
that?
is Brooklyn's ex and the father of their 22-month-old daughter, Casey. Roxana says Sheila got Brooklyn the job working for a third-party contractor performing inventory at Home Depot. Roxana says Sheila drove Brooklyn to work and knew exactly what was going to happen to her on Friday.
That is the most sickest thing that you could think of. It was sick and sadistic to me. Like she said, what kind of human can come to a place where your son is accused of taking someone else's child's life, and then to find out that you had a hand in orchestrating it? You gave him the time. You gave him the address. You gave him instructions on basically how to take someone else's child's life. That is the lowest of the low.
Roxana says Brooklyn hadn't seen Keith since Casey was 2 months old, and Sheila handled all communication and visitation with Casey. Brooklyn's sister tells NBC 15 News she FaceTimed with Brooklyn and Sheila while they were on a work break 2 hours before the shooting. She says everyone was laughing and talking about their weekend plans of taking Casey to the splash pad. Plans the young mother never got to enjoy with her baby girl.
Wow.
When I think about it, I just think about excellent mother. You know, to be so young and to be such a great mother is just amazing.
Legal proceedings commenced, and a courtroom became the stage for the clash of arguments and emotions. Sheila Agee's attorney contended that the incriminating text messages had been misconstrued, pleading for a bond of $250,000. However, the judge's decision to deny bond underscored the gravity of the allegations and the potential implications of the chilling messages. Sheila Agee was also ordered to maintain no contact with witnesses, victims, or their grieving families. As the details unraveled, it emerged that Sheila Agee had played a pivotal role in orchestrating the tragic event through her text communications with her son, Keith Agee.
You know what? Remember earlier, y'all, I was saying that dude Keith, he knew he was gonna get caught by doing this because he just going in literally broad daylight in a public goddamn in a goddamn warehouse store, whatever you want to call Home Depot, and he knew he was gonna get caught. I'm starting to believe damn Sheila knew she was gonna get caught too. Because how in the hell did you think that these text messages was not gonna get out to nobody? Or was she really that dumb? I do think it is some people in this world who believe whatever they text on their iPhones and their Androids, police can't track that shit down. Shit to me, every goddamn thing we type in them text messages, everything we searching on Google, all that shit can be tracked back down. And the craziest part is you can actually delete the shit and they still can pull it up. So I don't know. Maybe she is dumb. She dumb for what the fuck she did. Period. Point blank. Period. But I'm saying, if she is like everybody else, like normal people in 2023, bitch, you know what you doing right now? You basically telling on yourself by typing all that shit and then sending it to him. I'm glad you did it. So yeah, it got caught. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, my brothers and sisters. Let's just finish it up.
The exchanges indicated a degree of involvement and complicity that defied comprehension. Keith Agee, the alleged shooter, faced charges of first-degree premeditated murder and aggravated battery. The charges carried the weight of ending the life of the mother of his young daughter, all within the confines of the Home Depot. He surrendered to the Pensacola Police Department shortly after the shooting and remained in custody with no bond. The ongoing court case brought to light how tangled human relationships can be, showing us that families can be complicated and seeking justice for terrible crimes isn't easy. The messages that were made public told a chilling story of how someone's words and plans can lead to something truly awful happening. As the trial continued, we got a closer look at how the legal system works. The fact that no bond was given and the trial was approaching reminded everyone just how serious the charges were and how important it was to get justice for Brooklyn Sims and her grieving family. The loss of Brooklyn Sims was a tragedy that never should have happened.
Nope.
In hindsight, there were signs of trouble in the relationship between Brooklyn and Keith Agee. Their history of domestic violence charges and the turmoil they experienced should have raised alarms. If there had been more awareness and intervention, perhaps this tragedy could have been prevented. It's a reminder that recognizing and addressing early signs of abusive behavior is crucial in preventing such catastrophic outcomes. Brooklyn's family and loved ones have been deeply affected by this shocking incident. Losing a young mother and daughter in such a violent manner is an unimaginable burden to bear. The trauma and grief they now have to endure will likely leave lasting scars. Not only have they lost someone they cared about deeply, but the circumstances surrounding her death have left them questioning how this could have happened. The release of the text messages only adds to the pain, revealing the manipulation and intent behind the crime. My condolences to her friends and family. May they continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
If you are going through something like this, reach out. There are resources out in the community. You can call 211, talk to someone, tell someone, let someone know. Every threat should be taken seriously.
And she right about that too. All any of these, like, for real, y'all, and you going through anything domestic wise and you got threats and family wise, take it seriously. Don't just stop thinking that, oh, this motherfucker just bullshitting, or oh, it can't get worse. Shit can get worse, man, till we end up with a story like this. Oh man, I just can't get over the mama. I can't get over the mama, man. I can't get over how she basically is the one who killed the damn lady. She basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't physically do it, but she set it up to the T. She was threatening her son, like, if you don't do it, you a motherfucking bitch. And all this craziness. This shit was crazy from her, man. And then you seen how the son, after a little while later, he just surrendered to the police because he knew he was gonna get caught. He did this shit literally knowing that after I do this, I'm going to prison for the rest of my life. But the other thing that just stick out to me, man, I'm just thinking about their daughter, man. Because, man, can you imagine growing up knowing that your mama got murdered by your daddy? Your daddy is in, like, when you like 21, 22, 23 years old, and just thinking about, or any time when you become an adult or a child too, once you just start to just realize that my mama is dead because my daddy and my grandma killed her. Man, bro, that's why I was saying too earlier, man. Stories like this just make me appreciate the mother that I was blessed to have, or whatever words you want to use. As far as I'm glad my mama had me. I'm glad my mama is my mama. Long story short, story long. And I think my mama, I know my mama. I feel in my body and soul that my mama is the greatest mama to ever walk on this motherfucking earth. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish and hope and feel like, or whatever, that everybody could feel the way I feel about their mom. But life ain't perfect, and this is real life that we live in, and we know that's not the situation. We know there's a lot of people who go through a lot of shit with their parents and have got abused and killed and all this craziness, man. But I just thank God for the mama that I got. And my dad ain't shit though. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, it goes both ways, because I love my mama, but my dad ain't shit. I don't even feel like I have a daddy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't felt like that before, but goddamn, what, going on 25 years now? You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways, but at least I got a good mama out of the parenting situation, I guess. But I digress, my brothers and sisters. Great video from Violent Crimes, as always. Did an amazing job, as always. We want to make sure that we come back to them soon, as always. And y'all make sure y'all come back tomorrow for another one of these reaction videos. And until I see y'all tomorrow, my friends, you know I gotta say this. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.